guys, welcome back. So today is going to be Eleanor's 2.5 month baby update and my 2.5 month postpartum update. She turned 10 weeks yesterday. Today is Tuesday, October 29th, and she was born August 19th. So anyway, I am going to give you some stats. These are from her pediatrician appointment exactly a week ago. So she was like 9 weeks in a day. And she was in the 90th percentile for weight at, 90th percentile for weight. She was 12 pounds and 13 ounces, so almost 13 pounds. She was 7 pounds, 5 ounces at birth, for the, so you guys know. And then for height, she was in the 98th percentile at 24 inches long. So she's, out of 100 babies lined up, there's only 2 that are taller than her. Out of 100 of them at the same age. That's crazy. She's really tall. For the record too, I'm 5'2". So it's like crazy to me that both of my daughters are like very tall. I have no explanation. I don't know. She was 20.5 inches long at birth, and now she's 24 inches 10 weeks later. So, I mean, it's not really that much growth, but it is like, I don't know. I sometimes I feel like she's so tiny, and then other times I'm like, you are so big. She's almost doubled in weight since her birth. You know what I mean? Like 7.5 times 2 would be, or 7 pounds 5 ounces would be like 14 pounds 10 ounces. She's almost 13. So like, whoa, you're big. Anyway, so I just kind of want to do a quick life update. If it seems like I breeze over these next topics, it's because I don't want to get overly emotional or anything. But I did mention it in the last like chit chat life update, postpartum update. I probably filmed 2 different times since Eleanor was born 10 weeks ago. It's been crazy. Any videos you're seeing are either my postpartum updates that I'm filming real time or pre-filmed before I had the baby. I have not had time. I did go back to work 2 weeks ago. I worked 2 full work weeks, and now I'm out on a week of bereavement because my husband's dad, or my father-in-law who lived with us, has passed away. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but he was 81, and he had like kidney failure and then dialysis. That got better, but his heart, unfortunately, was what failed. And so I have a week off, and we're just kind of, taking time, spending time as a family, taking care of things. I'm going to have my girls off and on because my mother-in-law lost her husband, and she's the one who watches the kids. So I'm just I'm flexible. I'm like, whenever you want to take them, you can take them. If you don't want to take them, I'll take them all day. You can be alone as much or as little as you want this week. And so that's just kind of what's been going on with our family. I did also tell you that my husband's brother and his wife, they were expecting, and they have had their baby, and he is 36 weeks, a little early, but he's okay. He's over 6 pounds, so that's good. And she's been discharged. The baby's still there in the NICU, but he should be home in the next day or so. So just a lot of stuff going on in our family, and Halloween's coming up, and trying to coordinate costumes and what I'm gonna make for a gathering and cleaning. We hosted last Sunday for a bunch of people. That was like already scheduled before my father-in-law had passed away, and we drove an hour to go visit the baby and my sister-in-law in the hospital, so we've just been kind of busy and catching up, just trying to catch you guys up on all that. I did go back to work for 2 weeks, and I was pumping throughout the day. The hardest part for Eleanor was she was not really a bottle taker, so like she probably had in the 8 weeks prior to me going back to work, she probably had 3 bottles ever, and she fought them. So the first week, it was really scary. Like, she wasn't really eating during the day. Like, she would eat in the morning, she would eat like crazy in the evening and the nighttime. And then during the day, she might get 1 ounce of her bottle because she would just kick and scream until she fell back asleep. Like, she wanted to eat, but she just refused to take the nipple. So we tried different bottle tips and different, she did not like the Medela nipples. The Medela bottles were just like, absolutely no, scream. Like, what are you putting in my mouth? This is not mommy, this is bad. Then we got going on the Philips Avent bottles of my breast milk, and now she'll take them. Now, I don't know if that's because those bottles are better, if because she likes the nipple shape, or if she just is more used to taking something other than my nipples, but she is taking the bottles now with about 30 seconds of fussing rather than like an hour of screaming and crying. And she still is a burper, like a spitter upper. She spits up like every single day, every feeding, at least once or twice. Like And I'm not talking like, you know, like a little, no, like she like spits up. It doesn't projectile, like I don't think she has like acid reflux or whatever. She doesn't act like she's in pain. She's not super fussy. She's just always been a person who spits up a lot after she eats. So we have burp cloths like everywhere. I should switch to receiving blankets because they're bigger to soak up more, but she just definitely spits up. And I know she's overfed or, you know, fed well, like she's getting what she needs. So I'm not worried about it. She's kept her 90th percentile weight on track, like from her, you know, 1 month or 5 week appointment to her 9 week appointment. It was supposed to be 1 month, 2 months, but that's kind of how it worked out with scheduling. She kept her percentile, you know, she didn't go up or down. So I know she's still getting what she needs, whether she's taking bottles or not, or throwing it all up and not, she's maintaining. So I'm like, okay, not too worried. The doctor wasn't worried either. She does have redness in her cheeks, and I asked about that. Like sometimes it flares up, and what is that about? And she said it's baby acne, and to apply like a thick cream like Eucerin to it. So we've been doing that every day. We do still do the probiotic vitamin D drops once a day when we remember. We've forgotten, at least like a couple times days a week we forget. But to be honest, we use the same pediatrician as we did with my 2.5-year-old, and she did not recommend them when we had that baby. And then this baby, though, she's like, oh, you need to do these every day. It's like, well, what changed in 2.5 years? But we're doing it because that's what she told us we should do. Developmentally, Eleanor can sit up. She can kind of, when I say sit up, she sits up with like something behind her. She doesn't go from laying to sitting without assistance, obviously. She's not even 3 months old, but she will kind of do like a assisted sit up. She likes the Bumbo. She likes the Fisher-Price Frog Sit Me Up seat. She likes the bouncer and the walker. We just have to make sure we watch her because she will kind of flop over. Anyway, she loves her swing. She loves moving, anything moving, car seat, stroller, swing, car, even just swaying with me, but she does sleep in the pack and play. We got rid of the bassinet. We gave it to my in-laws, or my brother-in-law with his wife, because we were just like, she's too long for this. She doesn't like it. We don't swaddle her arms in anymore. We just put her in a Halo Sleep sack with her, like a cummerbund, like a wrap around her belly, not around her stomach or her arms anymore. She has rolled once, but hasn't rolled since, so I think that was just like a weird accident. And then she does kind of turn, and sometimes I'll put her in the pack and play this way, and when I come back, she's like kind of rotated a little bit. I'm like, huh. Or I'll ask my husband, did you put her in the pack and play diagonally? And he's like, no. It's like, okay, because she is diagonal now. What else? I just laugh because there's so many like different things you can tell about a baby right around this age. She's so smiley, so interactive. Like she wants you to be all up in her face, smiling and cooing and talking to her. Like before, like my daughter, my 2-year-old was just like, you know, she liked people and she would smile if you know, or coo or whatever. This kid like is not happy unless you're like right there, like, yeah, you know, and then she just lights up, and that's like her favorite thing. She likes toys. She's starting to fixate on things. Like there's an octopus on her bouncer and she'll just stare at it. And then she'll laugh if you move it, or like she'll grab things, but it's not very, what do I call it? It's not very consistent that she's like deliberately grabbing for something. Sometimes she just like happens to find my shirt, and then she's just like, oh, and then she holds on to it for a minute. You know, like when she nurses, she grabs my bra strap. She'll grab like the crinkly toys and kind of pull on them. That's kind of where she's at. She hasn't found her feet, but she's definitely found her hands, and she kicks and punches the air, but she'll like bite her hand or pull her in her hand. She still isn't loving the pacifier. She definitely will not take a pacifier if you're not holding her, but if you're holding her and you put your finger in the center of it, she might nibble on it, you know, gnaw on the pacifier a little bit. She is just a really happy. Daisy still loves her little sister. She loves her a little too much sometimes. She puts like burp cloths over her head, or like brings her toys that are maybe not age appropriate. Okay, definitely not age appropriate. When she'll say, put Eleanor in the chair, can I hold her? And so she'll sit down and I'll put her, you know, in between her legs or on the lap, or, you know, kneeling or laying next to her or something. And then if Eleanor's on a blanket, Daisy will lay down too next to her. She'll say, I need a book. And she'll run to the other room, get a book, and then come back and say, once upon a time. And then she'll pretend that she's reading the book, and she'll be like, there was a cow. And just because the book has, you know, a cow on that page, and she pretends she's reading it. It's so cute. And they both love going on walks. Daisy loves the park more than the actual stroller ride. Eleanor loves the stroller ride and not so much when you make the stroller still. But we really have been doing that a lot lately. In Phoenix right now, the high is like 75 to like 90, somewhere in there every day. So the mornings can be like 45 degrees to like 60. And it's just so pleasant. So we've been trying to go early in the morning if we can. If not, we go after work. Sometimes we do both. And that is just so nice. Eleanor sleeps. She usually takes like 2 good naps during the day, and then she kind of cat naps. She might take like 15 minutes in the stroller, 30 minutes in the stroller when we're on our walks or in the car or something. But like she'll take like 2 good ones, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. I usually end up having to wake up twice a night to feed her, you know. I end up getting about 6 to 8 hours a night. I would say on average 7 hours is a good, decent, normal night for me. But it's often in 3 parts of sleep. So not wonderful, but it's survivable. I can totally live on that, especially with what amount of caffeine I'm taking in, which is like, 3 cups. So 7 hours on 3 cups of coffee is fine. I don't get naps. I'm back to work. So I'm like, as soon as the kids are off, I'm back at my desk. I'm working from the time I clock in, I don't actually clock in, I'm salary, but till like the time I have to start making dinner, and it's time to have family time after work. And then anytime I have a break, it's like, oops, start the load of laundry or move the laundry along to the dryer, or start the dishwasher real quick. And like in between calls, I'll have a call at 8, I'll have a call at 9, one wraps up 5 minutes early. I'm like, okay, bathroom break, fill up my water cup, grab a snack, and then transfer the laundry from the washer to the dryer, back at my desk for my 9 o'clock meeting. You know what I mean? Or on the phone most of the day, but when I have a break between calls, I'll try to just spend a couple minutes doing something. I will say postpartum, I feel absolutely fine. I'm still taking my prenatals, but I have not had an MS flare up. I have not lost any more weight. I am about the same as I was at the last update, but I'm feeling good. Humping several times a day and feeding her exclusively breast milk. I could still look pregnant if I wanted to, but I also can look not pregnant. It just depends on how I dress. And yeah, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this update. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.